All right. Welcome back again, Africa. Welcome, diaspora. I'm shooting this video at 11 a.m. in the morning in Kenya. And please tell me at what time are you watching and where are you watching from. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you back again. And this message today goes to the people of Africa and to every black man, every black sister, and every black brother. I love you all from Angola, from Zanzibar, from Zimbabwe, from Cameroon, from Mauritius. I love you all from Senegal, from every part of Africa, from Egypt, Ethiopia, and all those parts of Africa. I love you so much because you are all my brothers and my sisters, and you are the reasons why I'm sitting here every time, every moment, every day, every minute. You are the reason as to why I think about sitting here and making these remarks that I am making. So thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for being there. This message goes to the people of Africa. You know, we have been talking all the times about the leaders, irresponsibilities of the leaders and incompetency of the leaders. That is what we've been talking about all the times. But again, let us not only focus on the incompetency of the leaders and also the irresponsibility of the politicians that we are having in Africa. The politicians who have actually made us get to a position and a point that we have gotten so far. This moment today, let me address the people of Africa and the citizens of the countries in Africa, the people, the Africans. Let me address the Africans in particular. We sometimes as Africans we lack one thing that is called unity, and unity has been a very big problem to Africa and African people. Okay, we are told to do this, we don't do it. We are told let's take this way and we're not taking that way. And so sometimes I wonder, how are we supposed to be helped and how can we be helped? Because the first thing, if we want a very big help, or rather if we want freedom that we are fighting every day, the freedom of Africa and the liberation of Africa, the revolution and maybe the restoration of our land, if that is the things we want, we need to unite ourselves to become one thing and decide on one thing. Because only by unity, only by uniting ourselves is when we can easily restore our land. It's when we can easily actually get the freedom that we want. Because these people, they sometimes use they have a strategy that, or they see sometimes people of Africa are not together, and the fact that sometimes we are not together, it gives them power and it gives them opportunity to be able to divide us easily. By the time we are divided, when we are divided, it's easy for them to take over. It's easy for them to rule us. It's easy for them to do whatever they want because we are not together. We are not united. Okay? Because, for example, we had people in Africa, great people in Africa, who tried to fight for the upcoming of Africa, for the wellness of Africa. But these people, they were killed by an African because a white man used an African to kill them. Like you're using a brother to kill a brother. Okay, using a sister to kill a sister, and you find out that an African is used to kill a fellow African. Okay, this is something that really shows that unity is not in Africans. Because if a brother can be paid, or rather a brother can be involved in killing a fellow Africa because this Africa is fighting for Africa, then that becomes a very, very disguising action. Okay, when someone rises up and starts fighting for the motherland, when someone comes up and starts fighting for the wellness of all Africans, people like Ibrahim and those other leaders that they are coming up to fight for the freedom of Africa, you find out when someone like that has risen up, people, instead of Africans supporting them, okay, instead of Africans coming up and saying this is the kind of a person we want, this is the person we are running for, this is the person we want to see in Africa, the person we want for Africans, instead of people doing that, people now, some of them, they decide, you find out some are just Africans. They start now fighting back. Okay, they don't want this person to stand. You have forgotten that this person is fighting for the freedom of the continent you're living in, for the freedom of the continent that gave birth to you. And it becomes something that is very, very disguising, something that we really need to address as Africans. Because when we want to succeed, there are a lot of things that we need to consider, not just Ibrahim Traore waking up and deciding and saying, now I want to do this and this and this and this, which is good for the African people and which is good for the Burkinabe people. Okay, there are a lot of things we need to consider other than that. There are a lot of things we need to consider other than leaders being responsible, other than leaders being competent. Okay, we need to consider a lot of things. Number one, we need to be united, because for the success of a leader, for a leader to become successful, we need unity. Let me tell you something. Burkina Faso is succeeding, and Ibrahim Traore has succeeded very easily because Burkinabe people decided to join hands together to help Ibrahim Traore. Okay, because Burkinabe people, they had an opportunity of taking Ibrahim Traore out of the government. Okay, they had an opportunity of allowing elections and the so-called democratic action to take place. Okay, they had that opportunity, but they decided to say, now let Ibrahim Traore continue doing what he is doing. Okay, but you might find out even maybe they were even paid. Okay, maybe people were even paid, okay, to say we want elections so that Ibrahim Traore can get out of the seat. But what did they do? They said, no, this is the kind of a person we want. And now you can see how Burkina Faso is doing. It is doing greater than many other countries here in Africa, many countries, because of the unity of the people. They decided to join hands together. They came together and they said, now this is the kind of a person we want him to lead us. Okay? And that is exactly what happened. So my question is, why is it that we cannot join hands together? I've seen recently, at least a lot of people, a lot of Africans are coming together to say Ibrahim Traore is the man to look at. Okay, and we support that. All of us, we support that, at least for the first time. And people need to work in that manner. People need to create a certain caliber that this is the way and the route we are going to follow. Otherwise, if we don't follow this route, or rather if we don't follow this way, we are not going to make it. So unity is one of the biggest and the strongest actually weapon we are supposed to be using to be able to stop the white man's supremacy. Okay, the white supremacy in African land. Because once Africans are united, once Africans come together and they say this is the way we want to follow, nobody will be able to defeat us. Nobody, no one. Because unity, let me tell you something, 2 people are better than 1, 3 people are better than 1. Okay, 4 people are better than 2 and 3, 5 are better than 4, 6 are better than 5, 10 are better than 9. So when we are united, and by unity, this is what I mean, because a day comes when you find out that we start betraying each other. We start betraying you. This is a man who is fighting for you, a man who is standing for you, but we start betraying each other. You don't want what this man is doing, and yet this man is a black man like you. Whatever he's fighting, if that fight comes to succeeds, it is something that will benefit you and me. It is not something that will benefit this person as an individual alone. No, it will benefit all of us. But you find out that this person is fighting, the person who is fighting for something that will benefit me, you, and also him as blacks. Okay? This is what I want. I want leaders to join hands together. Okay? Not only people, not only leaders alone. We've been talking about leaders, yes. I'm also talking about the Africans. People, let's join hands together and say, this leader, we are going to die with him. Come, sun, come, darkness. We are not going to leave this leader. This is the kind of a leader we are going to hold hands together and support him. Sing his name, sing his narratives, sing his manifestos, walk around the villages, talk about him, go everywhere. Sing about his manifestos. Let it be a gospel of every day. Let it be a daily basis gospel. Okay? Mimi, I love people like me myself. I love people who are hyping Ibrahim Traore. I love those people so much. Anytime I go to YouTube and find out that, or maybe meet someone who has posted the abilities of Ibrahim Traore, I must watch that video. I must watch. Okay, and I love it so much. I must subscribe because I want to see people hyping Ibrahim Traore everywhere, not only in towns, not only in cities. Let us walk even in the villages. Let this message get to people in the villages, knowing that we have one man who is fighting for the wellness of Africa. We have one man who has got the interests of the people of Africa. Okay? Not turning our backs against him. Not being used to kill your brother. Not being used to start fighting your brother. Okay? I don't want to see African, or I don't expect to see African fighting an African. Not only even here in leadership, even back at the villages. You're an African, you're fighting an African. What you're doing, you're weakening your parts of unity. The moment it becomes weak, it is very easy for an enemy to fight you. It's very easy for an enemy to destroy you. And those are the things that we are really fighting, the things we really are against, the things we really don't want. Because if that is how we are going to continue living, if that is how we are going to continue bringing up ourselves, then it's going to be very difficult for us to get where we want to get. It's going to be very difficult. This unity must be embraced everywhere. Embrace unity among yourselves as people of Africa. The leaders should embrace unity among themselves. Okay? People who have been finding it difficult to do what Ibrahim Traore is doing. We have people who have been finding it very difficult to do what Ibrahim Traore is doing. And so, what am I saying? These people have been finding it difficult to do what Ibrahim Traore is doing, and now you have seen him now doing what he is doing, and it has been something that you have been really finding it difficult to do it. What do? Join hands together and support him, because he has paved a way for you. You've been fearing facing a white man and telling him this and this, no, this and this I don't want. Okay? You found it very difficult to face a white man, to tell a white man now, this and this is something you are not supposed to be doing. To tell a white man, no, you see, your powers and your guidelines and your rules and your regulations is something I don't want in my country. But now Ibrahim Traore has come out. He is doing what you have found it very difficult to do. What are you supposed to do? Support this man. Support this young man. Okay? Even form organizations. Tell people now, you know what? This is what we are supposed to be doing. And this is the way to go. This is the way to go about this whole situation. Okay? Tell people now. Form organizations. Tell people now, I want us to keep doing this. Ibrahim Traore has come out. He has come out. He's doing what we have been craving to do for quite some time, but it's been difficult for us. Let us help him. Because I thought maybe it's fear. I posted a video someday and someone on the comment section said that let's just say that the African leaders or other African politicians, they fear doing right because maybe they can be killed. But now, if one person has paved a way for you, why can't you follow that way? That is a kind of a unity. That is unity. That is an act of unity. He has paved a way for you. You know what he's doing is good, is right. Why can't we follow that way? It's an act of unity. It's an act of support. Let's give this man support. Let us give this man support. I think and I expect by now all Africans, both people and leaders, should have waken up and started hyping Ibrahim Traore. All of them needs to have waken up by now. As we are talking today, they need to have all waken up and said, Ibrahim Traore is a man to go for. And they start working and pushing. They start singing his name. They start hyping him. They start talking about him. Every leader in Africa. Because if some leaders can keep quiet when Ibrahim is working so hard, and a few other leaders like the Malis and Nijaz, okay, and those other few that I see them coming up, if they can be coming up that way, and you are a leader, you are a president somewhere, the likes of William Ruto and Tinubu and those others that we know out there, the likes of Ramaphosa and all those, you're just quiet. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want even to engage yourself, rather to support this guy. Yeah? It becomes very difficult for us to restore our land as Africans. It becomes very difficult for us to actually get to where we want to get. Success will be very difficult. But if we can unite ourselves, because this is something, I don't know if you guys understand me. This is something we have been craving for. At least someone who can come out. Because those who have been trying to come out, they've tried to come out, but a white man has just been craving to take them out. Talk about Sankara, Thomas Sankara, and many others who tried to came out and nobody supported them. They were fighting for the wellness of Africa. Okay? And nobody supported them. They stood themselves. Okay? Muammar Gaddafi, a lot of people, they would say, oh, this guy is a terrorist. This person is not doing right. This person is not actually doing what African is not trying to fight for Africans. He's trying to, like, they start accusing you for something you didn't do, and then they kill you. Okay? This time round, I urge every leader. By now, every leader would have come out. Every leader, every politician, every Pan-Africanist, we should have come out. And I thought by Pan-Africanism is when another person stands, because by being a Pan-Africanist, it means you are fighting for the motherland. You are fighting for the freedom of Africa. That's being a Pan-Africanist. You're fighting for the cultures of Africa. You're fighting for the wellness of Africa. So someone who is also fighting for the wellness and for the freedom of Africans, I think by now, if you're Pan-Africanist, I think all Pan-Africanists need to come together and start spreading the gospel of that person, start spreading the manifestos of that person, start spreading the efforts of that person. Okay? But if you're a Pan-Africanist and you want to air out your views as an individual, another Pan-Africanist comes in, he wants to air out his views as an individual. That shows lack of Pan-Africanism in you. It shows individualism in you. Okay? Selfishness in you. Because if you're Pan-Africanist and you see someone else fighting for the wellness and for the freedom of Africa, you also need to talk about that person. You also need to hype that person and encourage that person and talk to people about that person, because you are someone who you have crowd, you have people who are watching you. That is the way of uniting Africans, bringing Africans together and telling people, yo, this is what we are supposed to do. This is the way to go about this whole situation. Come on. Unity will help us. Unity will make Ibrahim Traore succeed easily. Unity will make the people and the leaders that do not have an opportunity to lead, and they are leaders who are fighting for the interest of an African, get to the throne. Because why is it that people who are good, like leaders who are good, do you know why are they not on the seat? Do you know why are they not ruling? Other people are the ones who are ruling. The puppets are the ones who are ruling. It's because we are not united. Because if we are united, it's going to be very difficult even for elections to be rigged by a white man. Because white men have entered into systems of government and elections, into systems of elections. They are rigging elections for the people they want them to lead. But when we are united, we can easily vote into government people who are supposed and people who are going to restore Africa, people who are going to restore motherland, people who are going to struggle so much and to work so much for the restoration of the land of Africa when we are united. Ibrahim Traore has reached where he has today because Burkinabe people decided to join hands together to be able to support this guy. Okay? They decided to join hands together. They decided, yo, this is what we are going to do. And this is our man. Okay? Instead of saying now we want elections to vote a president into government, they said, no, we are giving him time. Let him do what he's doing. Because they saw the good work that he's doing. Unity. 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 Again, unity, unity, unity is what we want. Unity, unity, unity is what is going to make Africa. Is what is going to make Africa a free land. Is what is going to make Africa restore its respect. It's what is going to make Africa and Africans live freely and live in peace. Unity. It's what is going to make Africans not ruled, not manipulated, not oppressed when we are united. When we are united. The people who were fighting for the independence of Africa were very united. And that is why a white man had to leave. Because a white man felt now it's becoming hotter in Africa. That it's becoming very hot in Africa. And he decided to leave Africa. And he felt that the best way to rule Africa is to rule Africa when I am actually out of Africa. Okay? He felt that that is the best way now to rule Africa. Because in Africa, it became very hot. And how did it become very hot? It became very hot because Africans had united themselves. They had decided to unite themselves to become one thing and fight a white man as a one thing. Okay? But the mistake that happened, we were united when we were fighting. But the people who were given leadership, the people who went there and turned their backs against us, people who were united fighting white men, are the ones who brought the problem we are in today. Because we are united and they again went out there, they betrayed us. They started airing out the issues of a white man without us knowing. So let us unite ourselves together and sing one song, sing one narrative, walk one journey, run one race, and we are going to make it big. We are going to win big, big, big. You know, Africa is home. Africa is our land. Out of this land we came. Out of this land we shall return. Me and you. But if we're not going to restore this land back to us, then it's going to be very difficult, because ask yourself, where will you return? You came out of this land. Where will you return? Will you be burned into ashes? Because once a white man takes over this land completely, they will not even allow you to be buried to your motherland. You will be burned into ashes because they don't want your carcass everywhere in this land. That is how bad those people are. It's high time you should know that. So Africa is our land. Let us sing one song, run one race, fight one battle for the wellness of Africa, for the restoration of Africa. I'm talking about unity. Let us unite ourselves, join hands together for the people who are fighting for the wellness of Africa, for the Pan-Africanists. Okay? Let us unite our hands together for the Pan-Africanists like me and others. When you see their channels, subscribe. When you see them doing, having videos around in YouTube, share. When you see Ibrahim Traore doing what he's doing, talk about him. Talk about Ibrahim Traore. All the channels, all the Pan-Africanists who are talking about out here, talk about Ibrahim Traore. Talk about these leaders who are airing out, who are fighting for the issues of Africa, who are fighting for the wellness and for the motherland. Talk about them. Talk about them. Don't talk about anything else. Don't be selfish. Talk about them. Let them be known worldwide. Let them be known even to the villages. Let them be known everywhere that these are the people who are fighting for the wellness of Africa. And everybody should join their hands together to support them. That is what we want. And that is what we are joining hands together to do. Africa is home. Anything that concerns Africa concerns me and you, not me alone, not Ibrahim Traore alone, okay? Not Tiani alone, not Abdurrahmane alone. A lot, it's actually something that concerns every one of us. Me as your brother, you as my brother, you as my sister, you as a sister to someone who is there back in diaspora and is a black person. Let us fight for all of us, for ourselves. When I fight for Africa, I'm fighting for you. When you fight for Africa, you're fighting for me. When we join hands together to fight for Africa, we are fighting for our brothers and sisters and children who are in diaspora. Africa is home. Africa is our land. Anything that concerns Africa concerns me and concerns you. Let us work together. Unity is what we want. Let's get united and let's do this as we do always. Because by unity, by being united, is the only way we can be able to conquer. But when we dismantle our unity, it becomes very easy for us to be countered and be overtaken and be overwhelmed by a white man's supremacy and by a white man's rules and guidelines very easily. I love you all. I honor you all, black people in diaspora, black people in Africa, black brother and sister in diaspora, black brother and sister in Africa, black children in Africa and black children in diaspora. I honor you all and I give you a big salute for looking forward to unite yourselves together to fight for the wellness and to fight for the freedom of the motherland, which is African continent. Together as one. Adios. Adios.